Hey guys, so I got a lot of follow-up questions about the squatting video that I posted a couple weeks ago. Mainly it was talking about how to keep your knees from pinching in as you're doing a deep squat and how to keep your hips into check basically. So just like a quick reminder from the last video, if your hips are very tight, you're not going to be able to get down to that deep squat. A really good indication of that is if you're going down in a squat and your heels are coming up off the ground, or if your toes start to veer outside and start to point outwards. That's a really good indication that you need to work on your IT band, your tensor fasciae lata, and your glute med mid. So in this video, I'm going to show you a couple exercises and address some of those questions about how to actually change the structure of your hips and to strengthen those muscles in order to keep those knees pointed out and to get into that deep squat. Alright, so the first step to this whole process is actually helping the hips release and to stretch out. So the first thing that we're going to do is called the Gargoyle squat. So any kind of weight can do. Some people may not even be able to bear weight. So I just have a slam ball here. It's just full of sand. It's only a 10-pound ball, so you don't need anything that's significantly heavy. So what we're going to do here is we want to make sure that our feet are pointed nice and straight, shoulder width apart, right? So not crazy wide where we're outside the shoulders, but definitely not narrow enough where we're directly underneath your shoulder blades. So we want to be to the outside ends of your shoulders here where you want your feet, but pointed forward. So all we want to do is we're going to hold the ball up as much as we can, and we're going to sit down, putting pressure on the inside of the knees here. So what this is going to help do is to stabilize that glute med and mid, and also try to stretch a little bit of the tensor fasciae lata out. So this should help take away a lot of that pressure if you're feeling a lot of congestion into your hips when you're actually doing a squat. Now it's going to be a multi-time thing here you're going to do. It's not just one stretch and then all of a sudden your hips are going to loosen up. All right, showing you the angle from the side here. So again, shoulder width apart, we're coming down, back staying nice and straight, my bum is nice and low, my knees are high, and I'm putting pressure on the inside of my thighs. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is actually learn how to strengthen the outside of the hips so that we can do a strong squat. So if you have a resistance band, something that is looped and isn't going to come apart, it would be the best thing to do. But if you just have TheraBand or something like that, that could also work. So we're going to go behind the waist and we're going to wrap these around our knees. So you're going to want to go down into that same gargoyle squat, wrap it around one knee, bring it around your back and to the other. So we're going to be here in the exact same stance, feet and toes pointed forward, and then I'm just here in that gargoyle stance. So from here what you can do is come up in a squat as high as you can and then come back down, and you'll notice that it works a lot of those outside hips, because you're just pulling to the outside, but you're also stabilizing by bringing them back into the inside. So you can just go through this motion here. If you can handle 10 reps, then fantastic. If you can go any higher, then great as well. But when you need to take a break, we just go back into the squat and then help the hips relax again. Okay, so the next exercise I'm going to show you is called a ball squat, but we're going to put this resistance band around the knees. So you're going to place the ball against the wall, into the back here. So all I've done is that I took the same resistance band, I just looped it once, and I'm going to place that around my knees. So I want it to be above the knee level, not quite mid-thigh, but just above the knees. So all I'm going to do is I want to take that step forward, so I'm putting pressure into the back. And as I'm coming down my squat, I really want to try and force these knees out all the way up and down. As you come down, the further you come, the more these resistance bands are going to want to squeeze your knees in. So it's really important for you to push out here and then come all the way back up in good form. So this will really help to strengthen that tensor fasciae lata on the outside of the hips, and then also give those hips stability to be able to do that nice, strong, deep squat. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do is actually show you the proper form to do a barbell squat. So you guys got to remember, all these lines on the barbell here, they're representative of different things, right? Mainly, it's to show balance between the bar. So if this right here is the middle of the bar and I go to set up on this side, obviously it's going to be very off balance. So typically this middle line here, or this little ribbed part in the middle here, this is what goes into the center of whatever you are doing. So to place the bar onto your back, you don't want it on top of your neck itself, but you want it to lay across your traps. So if you have that feeling where if you let go of the bar, it's just going to roll off of your back, that's actually the correct feeling to have. You don't want to have it placed on there where it's actually compressing your neck and your spinal cord and just staying stuck in there, right? It's not a good feeling to have. So I'm going to step in, place the bar across my traps nice and comfortably. So I'm going to lift it off the platform, take a step back,
Make sure that my feet are nice and shoulder width apart. So again, remember it's to the outside of the shoulders, not very narrow. Everything from the waist up is going to stay nice and sturdy and very strong. So all I'm going to do is bend from the knees and then keep my knees pointing out like we've been practicing this whole time, coming all the way down and all the way up. Now if you follow a couple of these tips, it should definitely help you get into a deeper squat and a stronger squat. If it's not helping, then give us a message or a call and we'll be able to give you other tips or stretches that could help you out.